Hello to everyone, welcome. My name is Stefano Turrini. I am a junior researcher at the Wuppertal Institute, and today with me we will address the third part of the third module, which speaks about the role of different stakeholders, and we will focus on the businesses. So when we speak about businesses, we have a really two important mentality change, as we have saw in the previous video. When we speak about the policymaker, we have the mentality change, which is the top-down approach. When we speak about communities, the change that we have saw is the bottom-up approach. And here we have mainly two mentality change. The first one is about the social and environmental aspects, and the second one is the technology and services. So when we speak about the social and environmental aspects, we have to know that in the business model of the future, economic factors will not be the only one to be considered, but there will be also a focus on environmental and social ones. So from one side, as we have saw in the previous module when we spoke about the spaceman economy, we do have to recognize that we have some sort of limits, some sort of boundaries, planetary boundaries. So we have to start to think about how to create a business model, but also an economy which, like by design, is regenerative. On the other side, we have also to understand the importance of the social aspects also in the business model. In the circular economy, also the social aspect is fundamental. It's one of the main pillar, but also not just in the circular economy, but also in a post-growth approach. If we think to go beyond the concept of endless economic growth, we have to recognize the importance of the social aspects, such as education for all, or giving food, accommodation, health for everyone, but also to give the empowerment for women. So we have to understand that we are dealing with something which is global, so it's important to involve and share and educate everyone, because here really we need the support for everyone to tackle complex issues such as the climate change. The second one is the technology and the services. So the technology mainly we can refer to efficiency, and when we speak about, okay, and we can say also the technology is fundamental, is one of the main pillar, but for my side I think it's important also to put the focus on it's not just the solution. That's like the recycling that we have saw in the previous videos. The recycling cannot be the solution in the circular economy model, so also the technology here cannot be the solution in a business model. The second one is the services. So in the circular economy model, we will shift from one single product for one single consumer to one single product for few consumers. So we can really reduce our environmental footprint if we start to share our products and services that we do consume. And here an important tool can be the eco design, which by design, if you think before at the beginning how to develop a product or a services that it can be shared, you really can increase the probability of the success of these products or services. Here we have decided to list some benefits and challenges that are coming with the business model changes. For the benefits, we have the meeting new consumers' demands, but also customers' loyalty. I think they go together, this one, because the consumer from tomorrow, they are not going just to look for a high quality goods or services offered, but also I think it's important also that they will take in consideration the purpose and which is the impact that the company has also on the environment and on the society. After we have the environmental and social benefits, as we have said before, by design, the company has to be regenerative. And in the end, we have the removal of supply chain risk. Above all, now that we are in a really complex geopolitics situation, it's important to shorter the supply chain in order to avoid problem during the realization and productions of goods and services. On the other side, we have the challenges. So one of the most important one for my side is to make the production economically, socially, but also environmentally sustainable. So I think in future we will have at least a lot of discussion on how the business model has to change, but not just the production side, but also the governance side, and also who put the money or who take the decision inside the company. So I think we will have a lot of discussion in how the company should change, and also how the company should use their profit, and what is going to be really the value that the company will bring into the society. Second, we have the increasing in the energy efficiency. And here I think it's an interesting point if we focus on the side of what is the limits of efficiency. So until which point we can increase the value of the efficiency, and so reduce our environmental footprint. Here, as I said in the video about the overview on a circular economy, the recycling was not the solution for the circular economy, and here I think the efficiency and the technology in case it's not the solution for the business model to be sustainable. So we have to think also above those kind of concepts. The last one, we have the understanding of new consumers' demands. So for sure, the consumer from tomorrow, they will ask products which are more sustainable, but they will take also in consideration, as we just say, the social aspects and the purpose of the company. If we want to analyze the new circular business models, I think it's important to focus on the consumption side for the sharing products and services, example 1, and on the production side for the industrial symbiosis, so example number 2. Let's start with the example number 1. Here we have the sharing products and services. So if you need to go from point A to point B and you do not own any bike, you can just download an application, rent a bike, and satisfy your need. So in this case, the bike sharing, let's say, is a digital platform which connect people with company that rent out bikes. These ones are getting a lot of interest, above all at the city level, because they are really flexible and they are really cheap. So sometimes it's cheaper to rent a bike than own one. Also, it's important to focus on the less material use, so it's more sustainable. You have a less environmental footprint if you consume something which is like shared by few people. Also, we have some challenges here. We have some difficulties to change the human behavior, but also it's difficult to set up those kind of initiative in a rural setting. Example number 2, we have on the production side. So we have the industrial symbiosis. As we have said before, industrial symbiosis is a process which the waste of a company become an input for the other company. In this case, we have two companies, Barilla, who produce pasta, and Favini, who produce paper. So in this case, the waste from Barilla is sold to Favini, who produce paper. When Favini have the final product, will sell back the product to Barilla, who is going to use the paper as a packaging for the pasta. So I think here we have a really interesting industrial symbiosis scheme, and we have some benefits from one side. We have some economically benefits, like you have some cut in cost because you do not have to deal anymore with those kind of waste, but you can get some revenue for it. You can sell it. But also we have some environmental benefits if we think about tool resource use. When we speak about challenges, I think it's really difficult to find a suitable secondary raw material which can be adapted to your production system. Here there are two videos if you want to go more deeper on the topic, speaking about circular economy, but also there are some best practices about industrial symbiosis. So thank you so much for your attention. This one was the third part of the third module, and see you in the next video, which is about the conclusion.